Brooklyn Cafe at, oh, we're clapping first. Everyone clap. We are at, where are we? The Flamingo House today. So everyone's flocking together. It's all about self-love, self-care. We have Mia here to talk a little bit about that. And the mascara mafia. I don't know. I know what that is, but you guys don't. And she's going to let us know. And you're going to want to know, so stay tuned. All right, so let's bring up self-love, self-care. What do you want to talk about first? All right, let's start off with the mascara mafia. What is the mascara mafia? Because everyone's been dying to know.
Okay, so the mascara mafia is basically a group where all people, like gender, race, sexuality, whoever you are, come together and express themselves through creativity or makeup or whatever kind of creative outlet you create through.
That's awesome, and I really think that's awesome in today's world, especially with everything that's been going on in today's world. And I hear you have the Instagram page for that, right?
Yeah.
What is that?
So the Instagram for the mascara mafia is at the mascara mafia.
Okay. So what inspired you to create this mascara mafia?
So what inspired me to create it was really growing up in middle school and even in high school as well. I didn't really have like a really solid group of friends that I really wanted to be around. I never felt like I really fit into anybody or any mold. So I really wanted to create a group or a place where people that feel that way can go and feel like they have people to talk to or have people to express themselves with.
Okay. Yeah, I see a lot about that with makeup and girls and stuff, especially with even like how they look with all the models on TV and everything. We have to feel like we like look a certain way and everything. But I really think that's awesome with the makeup that people can express themselves, because I've seen your cool designs on your Insta page. What do you guys think about that?
So is it like, are you pushing a product, or is it like a club, or like what is it? What's your agenda with your program?
So I'm definitely not pushing a product, but it's more like a group or an organization. So yeah, kind of like a club.
Okay.
Okay.
And do you guys like have meetings or get-togethers, or what's the
Well, right now I have Mascara Mafia ambassadors, so people who can help and promote the Mascara Mafia and who really want to be part of what happens with it. Basically, whoever wants to be part of the conversation, like really, really part of it, and like help grow it as whatever it becomes to be, like what it comes to be. The ambassadors get to like help and grow that and have a say in what happens.
All right, cool. And sorry,
How do
one more
people
question.
join the Mascara Mafia?
So you could join the Mascara by following the Mascara Mafia on Instagram and just DM me and say you want to join or become an ambassador. It's that simple.
And where do the ambassadors go? Like, is it like college campuses, like Starbucks?
Well, right now, because we have ambassadors pretty much all over,
Yeah.
we have a group chat, and it's like a special group chat just for the ambassadors who we get to talk and connect and meet.
Cool.
Nice.
Oh, so the mascara mafia. What's it called? I remember you saying something about you did the mascara because of the different shape. Let's touch on that.
So I became so the word mascara comes from obviously the makeup product mascara, which is one of my favorite products because I love mascara.
Yeah,
but
your eyelashes are on fleek today.
Thank you. But I made basically a purpose behind mascara was all mascara comes in like different shapes and sizes and do different things, but in the end they're all called the same thing, which is mascara. Kind of like how people come in all shapes, sizes, looks, whatever. They all do different things, but in their end they're all called people. They're all called humans. So I wanted to like bring it together like that.
Right. That's awesome. People really need to hear that today. So let's talk a little bit about self-care. Do you think that's important in today's world?
I think it really is important because I feel like right now, especially a lot of teenagers or people like our age don't care for themselves in a way. Like they just kind of look at themselves like, oh, they just compare themselves to like people or people that don't even look like them. They just compare themselves to like, oh, I have to be this height, this weight, when it really, you just have to care and love yourself.
Right.
Like you're perfect just the way you are. Like.
Right.
I have a quick question. What's self-care from the guy point of view? Because the female point of view is doing self-care and that. What's the guy's self-care, and what do you guys think about guys doing self-care?
Yeah, guys. Self-care, self-love. What do you have to say about it?
I think that the self-care for men is similar to the way that girls have it. You know, it's about being the best version of you that you can be. And I think that the effects of like social media and that kind of culture today kind of make everyone kind of a little bit more self-conscious, because you're kind of looking at everyone through like a certain glass where you don't really know what people are going through, but you see everyone online as like the best version of themselves. So it kind of makes it difficult to really comprehend like what's going on with you when you see everyone's just like living their quote unquote best life. And I think that's just kind of like how it is for everyone in this day and age.
Do you guys think that society is putting down or shaming men who want to do self-care like that? Or do you think that men just have a different type of self-care that helps them be happy?
Like in the sense of what used to be called metrosexuality, like men who enjoy doing facials, cutting their nails, that kind of thing. Or do you mean self-care? Self-care, and as in what fashion, men's health, all the other kind of stuff says men should look.
Any way you want to do it. Self-care is anything. I mean, Mia, put out your definition of self-care. For me, what I understand is that it's anything that makes you happy and that calms your mind, and you do it for you. And I know from a woman's point of view, but what's a man's point of view? What's you guys' self-care?
I feel like the walls have kind of broken down on like what is expected from like men. I feel like if you wanted to like jump and get into like a salon and get like a manicure or something, like you wouldn't be looked down upon. I personally don't think that it's as hard for men to like care for themselves in a way and feel like judged about it. Personally, I don't know about you guys, but I feel like it's like nowadays, like it's not really a big deal.
I guess maybe now we see like on social media, like I see, you know, like skinny girls in bikinis and whatever, and every girl's like, I need to look like that and whatever. So from a man's perspective, what about like going to the gym and like getting a six-pack or whatever? Do you guys feel that you like have to like look like that or whatever? Like, is there any influence on that?
Well, like on my end at least, like there's a lot of pressure to present as masculine as I can.
Right.
Because I am trans, so there's a lot more pressure that way, because everyone expects me to present very masculine, and because I'm a guy, I'm not supposed to show emotions or this or that. I'm not supposed to paint my nails, but I do it anyways. Like,
Do you guys think having a group like the Mascara Mafia, having peers who are like you but different but similar at the same time, can help you feel more comfortable in like you with the pressure of the masculinity versus the femininity versus just what you want to do, or just the guys, if you feel pressure to not do certain self-care items?
I think it's a good outlet for social media, because like I've been in different social media groups, like fitness groups, and everyone kind of hypes each other up, supports each other. So I think that could be a really good outlet for people who don't feel comfortable and want to just express themselves, and then everyone can kind of be there to be their hype man.
yeah, I agree with that.
I agree.
Just my thoughts.
I didn't realize that was a thing, like groups where you just post pictures of going to the gym and people hype you up. I didn't realize that was like going on.
Well, there's like different challenges. Like if you do like a 6-week challenge through like a program, then you join like a special like Facebook group, and you don't even know these people, and they're like, oh my God, way to go! Like look at you. You post like before and after pictures, and no one's really ashamed of like what they look like, and I think it's really cool.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
What do you hope like the outcome would be when it gets like a more following and everyone kind of joins?
Oh yeah, I definitely want it to be like, the different groups of people definitely like hype each other up like that, how you said. My main outcome with the Mascara Mafia is to do like a big event where people can come together and express themselves, but together and like meet like-minded people face to face instead of just through a screen.
Oh, that's
It's cool.
that's really good. It's
Have you guys
important
done
human
meetups?
interaction.
Oh, sorry. Have you guys done meetups?
Not yet, since it's
No.
very new.
Are you planning any in the near future?
I would like to, yeah. It'd be really cool to do with the ambassadors at least.
With what's happening in the community right now, with obviously the horrible events that just happened, especially last week, do you guys find that kind of skews how you feel about safety in different places like meetups, or how you feel about having to take care of yourself, your anxieties, anything like that? Does it like skew or change how you think about that stuff?
It's definitely always going to be a concern now of mine since I've lived through it type of thing. So you're always kind of like, oh my God, like what if this happens? You're going, now when I go to a concert, I'm going to be like, kind of more aware. But it's not going to stop me from going and like living my life because then you could say like I walk out the door and like, you would never leave your house type of thing. But I think you should always be cautious.
Yeah. It's like driving a car. Like, you go into your car knowing subconsciously that at any moment you can get into an accident, but you do it anyway because like you have to get from point A to point B.
Right.
So,
Like
think about it
it's
the same
not
way.
it's not something you should just stop living
Doing, yeah,
and
exactly.
stop doing things
Yeah.
because of.
They obviously should do something about it though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
something
need to
Yeah,
like
fix
it,
this,
it's
like,
not
right
it's
away.
not something that we
It's
should
not
just
good.
ignore, but
Yeah.
It's kind of like I said the last time that I got to go on the microphone. Safety is an illusion. Doesn't matter how you're gonna die. Somehow you're gonna die. You can't be afraid. You just can't be afraid. You just can't be afraid of the possibility. The
But that's why-
possibilities.
That's why I think the Mascara Mafia is really cool because on the news, I think it was last night or this morning, I saw that most of this was happening because they put on social media and like the hate groups and stuff. So if there's more groups that like are more towards self-care and love, like people can express their feelings towards that and not have these like hate websites to express themselves through. So
I think we need that. I think we need more people talking about love and kindness and joy instead of all these hate, because it's so much easier to talk about the bad than it is to talk about the good.
right.
Like, it's so much easier to just like look at someone and hate on them instead of looking at them and be like, oh my God, you're so like, I love your hair, I love like
Right.
your like. Instead of saying that, people will just go to the negative and be like, oh my God, like you're so ugly or stuff like that, when it really should be the opposite
The
and,
positive.
and hyping them up. That's what I always try to do. When I see someone on Instagram, I will always comment being like, oh my God, like you're stunning, or you're so like.
Right. And I think a lot of it has to do with like mental health and jealousy and stuff. Because I've lived through that too. Like in middle school and high school, you see a prettier girl and you're like, you get so jealous of her, and then other people start being mean to them or whatever, and that's how it all starts. But it really should just be like compliments, and you guys should be friends and that whole type of thing. So I think that's really cool.
Guys, do you go through that kind of thing with the negativity? I know girls are really mean about it,
Yeah.
and girls are awful to girls, and it's something that we do really need to change. But guys, do you go through anything similar? Do you, like, especially Ryan, within your community, like, I'm sure there's a lot of stuff that you have to deal with. How do you deal with that? How do you get through it in your mind?
Whenever I do paint my nails, like a lot of people get on me like instantly about that because they're like, "Oh, like why are you doing that? Like that's so feminine. Like that makes you like appear feminine. You're supposed to be masculine. Like you're supposed to be this or that." And I'm just like, "Bro, like it's just freaking paint on my nails." Like
Well,
it-
what about you guys?
it doesn't matter like what I choose to do with myself and my body because it's my life. So I'm not gonna let other people dictate what I do.
Yeah. And I think a big thing about that is just having like confidence in yourself and your decisions, because people, we always want to like talk about, like spreading the love and the care for people, but unfortunately there are people that are not like that. So I've noticed that as long as you're confident in your decisions and who you are as a person, and as long as you love yourself and, again, the things that you decide to do with your life, people will probably tend to be less judgmental of you as long as you're just proud of who you are and the decisions that you make. And especially like with guys, I feel like there's just like this environment of like guys like to make fun of each other, and like not in like a mean way, but just like in a joking way. But if it's all about like how you perceive that and how you handle the jokes, if like you're the one that's giving them out or you're the one that's taking it, like if you can handle these like situations in like a calm and friendly way and with confidence, then like everything's gonna be fine. It's all about how you handle it.
Manuel, what about you?
I think I agree with all this, and I think you should be unique. You should be, it doesn't matter what people say. Just be yourself, and be happy.
And Alex, you just moved to Florida. Is it like this out of Florida? Or is it like this where you're from? Like, what is the environment there with the community? How do you express yourself there?
Well, I think I will not just like change the way I used to live for more than 20 years. It doesn't like it really. For me, Florida is something new. Now that I'm living here, but yeah, that's what my friend said. You just have to be like your own. You don't have to think about what people will say or what people will think about it, because this is your emotion. So if you listen to people, you will just say, oh, okay, so maybe I have to change this, or maybe I have to change that. But like at the end of the day, it's you with yourself.
You do you.
I do.
Exactly.
That's what I always see. There's so much judgment even on with like celebrities and stuff. I just saw, who was it? Like Jessica Simpson, I think. Her daughter, like she dyed her hair, like the ends of it, the tips were pink, and there was so much hate on social media. And it's like, just let the girl do what she wants. Like, she wants to dye her hair. Oh, is she too young? Da 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 da. I'm like, oh my God. So then Pink responded and then dyed her daughter's hair, which I thought was really cool. Because it is, you need to do whatever you want to do. That's another way that they're expressing themselves and stuff. So.
Wait, what do you think about kids? What do you think about parents getting their babies' ears pierced? Isn't that like a wave?
I'm totally
It-
against it.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah, me too.
It's a good question.
Honestly,
I
I'm
don't really
kind
know.
of confused by that statement, because at least where I come from, that's sort of tradition.
It is a tradition here, but there's a lot of heat about it,
I
whether
don't just mean
they
here.
have
I
anatomy
don't
of
just
their own
mean
body.
here. I don't just mean here. I know it's kind of a Latino.
I mean,
I guess it's kind of a Latino thing. I guess. Or at least where
Where
I
are you
live.
from?
I know I lived in Dominican Republic. It's not really it's not really an issue. It's just when you have a girl, when she's almost 1 year old, you get her ears pierced so she can use earrings. After anything else, I don't really know about. But then again, that's Santo Domingo part of Latin America. I never asked anyone from Mexico the same thing, or Puerto Rico the same thing, or Central America or Central South America was the same thing. But as far as I was always knew, I thought that was tradition.
I don't really see a problem, but now in today's world with like transgender and stuff, I'm not really sure with like ears pierced and stuff.
Do you find that it impedes people's ability to express themselves in a certain way, whether in transgender or just if someone doesn't want their ears to be pierced? Do you find that expressing yourself is that important, or does that not at all affect how you feel about expressing yourselves?
I mean, the holes could close. You know, if
Yeah.
you don't put earrings in for that long and you get them pierced, and then she decides, you know, at age 6 that she doesn't want to wear earrings, then like they'll eventually close after a few years. So I don't think it's like a permanent damage now. That makes sense. But
Yeah, I just feel like it's fine, because like they can always take it out if they don't want it.
right.
Like it doesn't.
But then why don't they just have the choice to do it themselves in the first place, you know?
Exactly.
That's why I'm just neutral on it. Like
And on
Yeah.
that note, how do you guys feel about certain employers not allowing you to have ear piercings, more than 2 piercings in your ears, or tattoos, or not being able to wear certain makeup or hair dyes? Do you feel that the professional versus expressing yourself impedes on anything?
Yes.
Good answer.
Next question.
Correct. It's an interview now. Next up, question from Don. What does expression mean to you guys?
Yes.
He's winning $1,000, guys.
Sorry, what? I'm sorry, what was the question?
So what does expression mean to you, or why is it important to you?
I think expression can be anything, like any hobby. Like people can express through art. People can express through getting a piercing. You can express through like reading what you want to read. I really think it's just anything that you like to do. That's my take on
It's just doing you.
expression. You do exactly.
Yeah,
Hashtag you.
like
Yeah.
Whatever's
literally
going on
just
there.
you do you.
Yeah.
Again, it's, at least in my opinion, it's kind of a strange thing. Because on one hand, it is part of just the freedom to do blank with yourself, even if it is nothing, even when it's nothing.
But
It could,
You can go.
can I
I
continue?
guess I was gonna go back on what you said with like piercings and tattoos and everything. I guess what am I trying to say? So like if you're working for a company and they started the company and they have a vision, I guess that you should, it's more of like respect of what they want their company to look like rather than like, I guess like dissing you on your self-expression.
Yeah, I was gonna go back to that too, actually, because what I was gonna say is like if you're someone that has like piercings or hair dye or whatever, and you're going through like the recruitment process and you're getting interviewed and whatnot, you know, I feel like it's really on the company. If they're gonna hire you and they know that like this is the person that you are, then they should accept you for like who you are and like the package that you bring
Right.
from yourself and like what you bring to the table. So like in my eyes, it's like why should a company tell you what you should or shouldn't do if like you're gonna do the work that you do for them like at a level that they need? So I wouldn't be a fan of that kind of environment. Like if I was like someone that had tattoos and they were like you had to cover your tattoos and stuff, then I'd be like, all right, you don't, then find someone else
You don't
because like
deserve
I don't
me.
want it. Yeah, you don't
Yeah.
deserve me. You don't know me.
I think that has
Yeah.
a lot
That
to do
actually
with,
happened to
like,
my friend. She had
Oh,
blue
really?
hair, and the place she was working at, they didn't like that, so they made her have to like wear this thing over her hair so it would like cover it,
oh wow.
so that way she wouldn't have hair.
Mia, does
I've
that-
actually like not gotten jobs because I have tattoos on my arm. So
But there is like some companies too, like especially for women who prefer like straight hair, who are not really fan of curly hair or whatever. So it's the same. I really think that this is like, man,
It's like if
It
you're gonna
doesn't-
if you're gonna get me on this, then like what are you gonna get me on after? You know?
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
And Mia, is this a big deal in the beauty? Is this a big deal in the beauty community, or is this seen as just completely normal, people expressing themselves however they want, or is there even a line in that community?
I think in the beauty community, it really is just expression. At least what I follow in the beauty community, I never think of it as weird of people with blue hair doing like a rainbow eye look and wearing it to Publix. Like I've never thought of that as a weird thing for people to do. I mean, I guess in the beauty community, it depending on who you are, at least in the beauty community I follow, they really don't think much of it. But I've never felt that the beauty community really is against most of the self-expression. That's
Right.
just me.
All right. Well, we're going to take a commercial break, and we will be right back with more 2020 with Mia and the Mascara Mafia. I'm DJ Blanket. There's the commercial.
If a tree falls in the woods and no one is around to hear it, does it make a sound? Have you ever felt that your voice goes unheard? And you think that you can make a difference if only someone would just listen? It's time for women in business to have a place to step into your power, a platform to embrace your hopes, dreams, and your visions, a voice to heal and restore. Your voice can make a difference. We have the platform to share your story and let your voice be heard. Be kind to yourself, give yourself the chance to be heard, and shine bright. Contact New Dawn Media by texting CAFE to 80800. That's CAFE to 80800.
Cruise Planners, an American Express travel representative, has a tremendous reputation for quality, service, and very competitive pricing for all of your travel needs. As a Cruise Planners travel advisor, Paul Vadiano will help you discover exciting adventures around the world, from cruises to land tours and completely packaged vacations. Paul specializes in all types of travel and will create an unforgettable vacation, wedding, or event just for you. Find Paul at www.cruiseoptics.com, on Facebook, or by phone at 561-232-2626. We make your travel dreams come true.
Hey, how you doing? My name is Nick. I'm at Hey Mr. DJ Courtesy Limo. I service all of South Florida. We offer really great services. We offer DJ and limo service. When you book the DJ service through us, you get the courtesy limo for the entire day. My office number is 561-507-4376. Mention Yelp or Google, you get 15% additional savings. You can look me up on Yelp or Google under Hey Mr. DJ.
Sexy, seductive, and beautiful. Looking for a professional and talented photographer? Danielle Boujon specializes in capturing flirtatious and tasteful images for yourself or your partner. Located in South Florida, Danielle really knows how to bring out your inner beauty on a shoot. Visit her website at www.daniellebuljan.com or call her at 561-305-2241 to capture your most desirable moments.
Clap it up, clap it up. Welcome back to the 2020 Vision here at the Flamingo House with the Brooklyn Cafe TV. I'm DJ Blanket, and we have a guest star today, Mia, and she is responsible for the Mascara Mafia. Don't you want to join at the sound of that? Tell us more with what's going on in your community and how that kind of relates to kids your age.
So obviously right now there's a lot going on in our community, and I feel like that really does relate to kids our age, because those are the people, they were once that age, these are the kids now. So I feel like at this age you should be looking at more of the positive side of things and also the negative side, because if you keep looking on negatives, like I feel like things like that is more likely to happen because people are so in a negative mind space and they just like, they're very sad to be here. When if you think more of the positive side, it'll be like just a better experience in a way.
No, I agree with that, and I like that you're starting with the younger generation, because I think that'll obviously change as you guys grow up and everything. Because right now there's a lot of stuff with like mental health, especially with people in college, and a lot of stress, and there's so many things going on. And now we're experiencing all of like with the mass shootings and everything, so it's really important to stay positive and know who you are and express yourself. So yeah.
How do you stay positive? Some of you go to school, you go out on Saturday night, you go out during the week. Is it changing where you're going? Is it changing what you're thinking, who you're hanging out with?
So for me, I mean, I go out a lot to my ice rink because I skate, and I feel like that really helps me stay positive because it's something I really enjoy doing. And same with like makeup and just creativity, like makeup and fashion. Being able to express myself through that helps me stay in a positive mindset because it's something I really enjoy doing. Like when I get to go skating, I get to be with my friends, and it just makes me feel like good, and like I like doing that. So I feel like for people, you just have to find something you like to do, and that makes you feel like very good doing it.
Yeah, that's a really important message because that really takes your mind off of things. And obviously no one likes doing homework, taking tests and all that stuff, but we all have to go through it. So it's really important to take time for yourself to kind of let the mind relax and everything. So
But what about what happened over the weekend, right? It is your generation of people that are being accused of doing these things. Not accused, I mean, things are happening.
The same thing happened. No, it's accused. The same thing happened in the 90s. In the 90s with Columbine. It happened again. It happened again.
It's happening like on an
It's happening, yeah.
So yeah, the answer to no, accused is actually the correct answer.
Take the mic.
So yeah, no, accused is the correct word.
Well, what can you do? What do you feel about it? Because
Nothing.
our generation is already
Nothing.
Oh,
Unfortunately,
nothing.
Fortunately, it's too late for that. The best we can do is hope that their generations learn.
Their generation, Mia being younger than you guys, but you're in your 20s. This is about 2020s. What can you do? What change can you evoke as 20s going into 2020?
I think we all need to evoke this self-love thing, because I think that's a big part where people just get angry. You see so many things that, you know, the shooters are like, I did this because I was angry and all this stuff. So if they were more positive, if they, you know, liked their life and liked to do things and found something that interested them, I think they would do that instead of all these mass shootings. And I think it's important to stay positive and optimistic.
Ryan, how do you stay positive?
On
the spot, sir. How do you
Ding, ding, ding. What are your hobbies, I guess? What makes you smile?
Your dog makes you smile.
My dog is like a big thing because like I can't really do much right now because of medical stuff. So a lot of the things that I normally do to stay positive, I can't do right now. So I'm just like,
Ryan's dog makes me smile too.
Alex, what makes
friends and family?
Yeah, like a lot of my support right now has been coming from like my friends and family and being like,
Yeah, it's
"You got
important to have
this."
a support group for sure.
Yeah.
Because it's not good to be alone.
Alex, how about you? You're new to this crew. We threw you right in. And Freddie yells at me when I do it.
Well, I just want to go back to something that we just said. Like, I was living out of America, and the image that we have over there, it's that America, it's really open-minded and welcome people. So I think we should just like keep that in mind, because everything that was happening last weekend, was about like racism and whatever. And for me, this is not the image that we have in like in France, in Switzerland, and whatever. So yeah, we just have to keep in mind that America is like people from everywhere, and not only what we think like it is.
Yeah, no, that's sad to hear. I read a poem, I think, on Facebook, and it was like America is a gun, because it kind of related us to that because of all the mass shootings, but everything else, it was like Australia is a kangaroo, and like all these other things were related to happier thoughts, and it was really sad to see that analogy now. So
I have a question, because we keep talking about how important it is for self-love, and we know it's important. No one's arguing that it's not important. How do you do it? Not just just love yourself. Like, literally, how do you guys express self-love to yourself? Do you stand in front of the mirror and do affirmations? I literally want to know, because we're saying self-love is good, and it is, but it's a lot easier said than done for a lot of people. Manuel.
I go get shakes.
You what?
I go get shakes.
Nice.
Yeah.
There you go.
Wait, shakes? Milkshakes?
Yeah.
Oh,
that's awesome. That's the happiest of things.
That's the best thing I've heard all day.
That's the purest thing I've ever heard, and that was adorable.
Yeah. Whenever I get into like long periods of like depression or something, I just like start making going to the gym like a big part of my life. So if you ever see me like really fat, then that means that I'm like very happy. And if you see me like being very skinny and like fit, then that means that I'm probably working through some stuff. And then if I'm like average, then I'm just average. Yeah. Same old, same old.
See, I have a hard time with that because food makes me so happy, but then I will gain so much weight and I'll be so unhappy with how I look.
But
so
if you're like
it's a real
satisfied
struggle.
with your life, then it's just like, okay, I'm fine with it. I don't care if I have a little muffin top.
Alex, how do you do it? How do you express self-love to yourself?
Well, it really depends on my mood, but I used to go to the gym, or I like to talk to people. Just by listening, maybe you will realize that what you're feeling is not that bad. Just helping each other and doing what I like to do, like sport, going out, meeting new people, having discussion. So that's what I entertain myself.
I think it's all about confidence too, because if you just express the way you are, people are gonna look at you and be like, "Whoa, like she's serious," you know, and they won't hate on you.
Get there if
So-
someone doesn't have it.
Well, I was just about to go there. I think it's all about like the positivity and stuff, because if somebody, I walk out the door and you don't get any compliments or whatever, you kind of feel more, insecure and whatever. But if you walk in and people are like, "Oh my God, I love your hair, I love your outfit," whatever, you're like, "Yo, I really do look good today."
I
So
agree with that one.
I think that's a great thing that relates back to the mascara mafia, because if everyone, comments and whatever, then you're going to feel awesome. And people are going to be way more confident in themselves, no matter what they look like. So
do you feel that self-affirmation is better, or do you feel that affirmation from others is better?
I think both. I think it goes hand in hand, because some people don't have a problem at all, with how they look or whatever, and they just get the confidence from wherever they get it from, and they could do it by themselves and set a great example for other people who may not feel comfortable. But I think other people need that push. Not everyone's the same. People are, more shy and other things like that. So I really think it helps and goes hand in hand if you're not just super strong.
Yeah. I also think that confidence comes from like having like a goal, or like kind of establishing like a purpose in yourself. Like, I'm sure a lot of us here are here today because we really like television production and broadcasting and all that jazz. So I feel like a part of your confidence is like constantly elevating yourself in what you love to do. Because like if you know in your head like this is what I want to do and I'm really good at it, then I feel like that gives you like that divine purpose. Whereas like if someone like doesn't really know what they're doing with themselves, or they're just working towards something that like they're not really happy with, then I feel like that like ultimately pushes you down. Because like I just graduated college, and like it's just like a weird epiphany that like it's like wow, like I'm in this period right now where like the world expects nothing from me, and the only being that really expects anything from me like that really matters is myself. And like it really is like, okay, like what am I going to do? And I mean I know what I'm going to do, but it's like crazy because it's like in a heartbeat like you can just be like doing nothing, and that can like really put you in a hole. But like as long as you have like those goals and stuff, and you like push yourself to do what you love to do and be the best at it, then that gives you the confidence, that gives you drive, that gives you happiness and all that jazz.
Hector, what
All
about
that
you? Because
jazz.
you're one of the most confident
All that
people I
jazz.
know. Hector has no fear to say or do what Hector wants to do. What do you do
Have
to,
no
like,
fear,
get
Hector is
that?
here!
Or are you just like naturally?
You are probably the only person to ever tell that to me. And
Aw.
that surprises me. And it surprises me. And if I'm gonna be completely honest,
We stand Hector's confidence here.
This is apparently what I do to feel better about myself.
That's awesome.
Aw.
So it's kind of self and group affirmation.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yes.
And Mia, what do you do? Because I'm sure you have to do a lot of self-affirmation to get with all of the awful people online, as well as the love online.
Yeah, I think so. I think I give myself a lot of self-affirmations. I
agree with that.
Yeah, I think that honestly for me, I like to wear what I want to wear. I like to do what I want to do. I like to do my makeup how I want to do it, and it just makes me feel way better about myself when I feel good about what I'm wearing or what I'm doing. And then, yeah, there is so much hate online, and I feel like I deal with that a lot, but because I feel like I have so many people around me who make me feel so much give so much confidence in me, and I give it to myself, that it doesn't affect me as much as it used to.
Right.
Or like as it would if I was like still in middle school. Like I used to hate when people like, I would get so emotional about that when people would like tell me something or like be like, oh, you talk too much, or like, why are you wearing that? Like, what's on your eyelids? Like, that's so ugly. Like, it really hurt me, but now it's kind of just like, well, I like it, so I'm gonna keep doing it.
It's these little things that don't even matter.
Yeah.
So
The way that I see it with those like judgments and stuff too is that if you're the kind of person that is just going around like judging people and putting people down, in my mind I'm thinking like there has to be something that you're not happy with yourself if you are actually taking the time to put other people down, because then that means that you probably don't really love yourself enough that you have to go ahead and put other people down and put you in that same kind of mind frame that you're in. So the way that I always see it is like if someone's being a bully, then that means that they just don't appreciate themselves. And you know, sometimes I honestly just feel bad for them, you know.
Yeah. No, I think you're setting a great example too, because you're almost 16, right?
Yeah, I'll be 16 in September.
Hey, September babies. Yeah, but anyway, for the younger generation especially, because like look at you and your presence and everything, and I really admire that, and I think younger kids will like look up to you and see like I could do that too, and I can wear what I want to wear, do my makeup how I want, and all
that's
this stuff.
exactly what I want too.
Yeah.
I want people like the younger generation especially to be like, oh, I want to wear purple eyeshadow today. Like,
yeah.
Instead of looking up to people in a bad way and being like, oh, she's so much prettier than me, she has that confidence to wear like that eyeshadow. I want it to be like, oh, if she could do it, like, why am I not allowed to do it?
Exactly. And you guys are going to overpower all the negativity and everything, which I really admire. I think that's awesome. And now, I don't know if you guys heard, but I think Instagram is trying in other countries to take away the likes. How do you guys feel about that? Because all this social media appearance.
Take away likes?
Yeah, like the number of
really?
likes.
That's funny.
I feel like it's...
To be fair, didn't MySpace not have that before?
I'm not sure. I wasn't really a MySpace user, so I don't really have...
Neither was I.
No, you're right. MySpace took away their number system for like likes and stuff. All they had was friends.
Oh, so how did that...
Apparently...
Well, it's down now, so that's how it went.
Okay, well...
I mean, like, before, when it was a thing.
I know, back before people actually had to learn in HTML just to design their MySpace pages. God knows how many software engineers came out of that. But, I guess my point is that social media site, that was probably one of the first social media sites that there were, and it worked just fine for the time. And for the time, it worked just fine. Worked just fine. You just had a lot of people just wanted to hang out.
Well, I guess so. Back to Instagram then. How do you think it's gonna
About the likes.
like play out?
Well, we'll take some of the fun out of it. That's for certain. But I think we'll be fine.
Alex?
Well, I think like it could be helpful for few country. I was born in Brazil, and I know that right now there is a lot of suicide people because of likes or because of someone post something and go viral. So it really depends. There is people here in America working with this, like influencer. So for them, it's not a good deal. But if you think about the health, I think it's a good idea.
Yeah. I love your accent, by the way.
Stop it.
So on the line of the influencers having their livelihoods, a lot of them are really getting depressed and contemplating really awful things because they're so dependent on their likes for their livelihoods that now that they're going to be gone, sponsors are going to be pulling out.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to talk about. It was like sponsorship and just in awareness, you know? Let's just say, like, I put an Instagram post, like, my dog's missing. Like, let's just get some, like, steamroll on this so that we can raise awareness to it. Like, if there's no like system, then, like, no one's going to really understand its impact or influence or, like how you were saying, like, if you're a model on Instagram and you can't really see how many likes there are, then it's not going to have, like, any affirmation on sponsors and stuff.
But won't there be like comments still? I think that people can post like positive comments, or maybe there'll be more comments now with like no likes, or maybe there's a way for like just the person to see the likes and not the whole world.
What it is.
So people can like share stuff still on Facebook to.
What about the world's most liked egg?
The what?
The egg. The world's most liked egg.
Gosh.
It won't be the world's most liked anymore.
I think there's still other ways to promote through social media without seeing the number of likes, because you would still have a huge following, and
That's
you know
fair.
everyone would still see it, and I think it would create more positivity because you're not going to put like negative comments and stuff.
So I agree with that, because I feel like if people don't see the likes, then they'll be more like wanting to post what they want to post and less like posting what gets the likes or gets the views. So I feel like especially with influencers, like you want to post what people want to see instead of what you want to post.
Right.
Like, you know, people want to see like the picture at the beach. Like they don't want to see like, the picture of your coffee cup.
Right.
If that makes like
Exactly.
you know what they want to see.
I think that's why Finsta's developed.
Yeah.
Do you guys think it's gonna change the business? Because on Instagram there are so many sponsored posts and there are so many ads, but now you can't sell yourself as saying, oh, I get an average of 30,000 likes on each picture. Do you think it's gonna change the business for the better, for the worse, at all?
I guess that likes aren't really a metric of like how many people are watching it, whereas it's the amount of followers, which is still like there. As I'm thinking about my argument and how you responded to it, but yeah, I mean, like I feel like the followers is a big enough like scale for people to sell themselves, basically.
And you could still share can you share like a post on Insta or no? Is it just?
I think they're just
No.
like, you just can't see the likes.
You
You can
can't.
still do everything. That's just like,
Yeah.
like you wouldn't be able to see my amount of likes, but I'd still be able to see mine.
Right.
If that makes sense. Like,
I don't really think it would have a huge effect again, like with the following, and
No.
even people who promote now say like and comment. So then you could still comment. You know what
and
I'm
you
saying?
could still like the picture, it just won't show.
It just won't show
that you
exactly.
liked it.
So
I
only the
think in
people that
Canada
needed to see
They
it.
already did this in Canada.
Interesting.
Yeah, they did it already somewhere. I'm not really sure how it's going, but I heard of it.
I know they have it.
So we'll see if it comes to America.
Do you think that there's an issue with our community that has to be done because people are so dependent on
Likes.
the likes, on the affirmation from other people of
Manuel.
likes?
I
Or
think
do you
people
think that's
are.
just how it is?
I think so, yeah.
I mean, I like my likes. Not gonna lie.
Yeah,
So
me too.
I think it's a lot depends on it.
Wait, what did you say?
I like my likes.
like your likes?
No, not me. Like liking my picture. Like I like
People
getting
Get-
like
you
likes.
get numbers.
Well, yeah, it's like a drug,
I don't know.
dude. You're just like,
Yeah, you get excited to see.
I
the
love
likes.
Instagram.
minute.
Yeah, you're like,
my God, that's
whoa.
so good. Yeah.
There's a serotonin release. Medically, there's a serotonin
Yeah.
release when you see someone like your pictures, and people have gotten so addicted to it that now it's an issue that they've had to take the likes away.
But now I would like, if there was no likes, I would love to see the comments of what people actually had to say instead of just, double tapping. So I think it would be kind of cool. I would still post pictures.
Or do you think that people are going to move to another platform? Like,
What
do
other
you guys
platform
think
is
that
there?
people are going to... There's Visco is getting really big right now. TikTok is a big one. There's a
TikTok.
few other ones. Do you guys think people
Mia
will
has
move
a
to other
TikTok.
platforms?
I do have a
or will they
TikTok.
accept it?
Quite possibly they might.
They
Quite
need to bring
possibly
back
they might.
Vine.
They did, like I said, when Facebook became big, MySpace eventually went to the wayside, and eventually something will take over on Facebook. It's just nature. It's just nature of the beast. But the best thing I can think of is that as long as we at least learn that there's more to just putting things and sharing things than people just saying that they like it or not, then then all that's going to happen is that the pattern will repeat itself just with a different platform.
Yeah, I feel like there might be another platform to put numbers, or I don't know, it might just be different, but
Well, I feel like Instagram has been around long enough to know whether or not this is like a good idea.
a safe idea, yeah.
Yeah, like Instagram's like the upper
OG.
echelon, yeah.
And
of
they can always
social
bring
media.
numbers back, so
Yeah.
I don't think another platform
Like
would do
everyone
that
hated
well.
the stories. Like when Instagram brought stories, like Snapchat
yeah, I didn't
fans
like
were just
that.
like, "I hate you," and now everyone's
Now
like,
everyone's
"Okay, like huh?"
Now everyone's on Instagram stories.
Yeah, exactly. So,
I
mean,
use that
like,
more than Snapchat.
Yeah, Instagram's like they're like the people that like start the trend. They're the
That's right.
trendsetters.
But now it's like different. Like I use that for birthday posts, and then I use my Snapchat for like my daily life.
So since our segment, we have a few more minutes of 2020 vision. I want to go around the table and I want to ask each of you guys, what is one really big piece of advice that you would give someone in our generation, in our 20s, or maybe your younger self? What's one really good piece of advice that you want to get out into the world?
You want me to start, or you want to start?
You start.
All right, so my big advice to everyone would be what I said before, for sure. Definitely take time for yourself to do what you like to do, no matter whatever it is. Like, it doesn't matter because there's no judgment, and you should be able to do what you want to do. I just think that's really important because college is, stressful. No one likes homework tests or anything. So going out really clears my mind, or seeing my friend, or going out to eat, just whatever I want to do to take my mind off of the daily struggles of being a 21-year-old.
Well, I would say just listen to yourself, listen to your emotion, listen to how you feel about something. Don't really listen to opinions of others. And try to show up in front of the mirror and say, okay, you can do it, or
I'll keep mine short and sweet. It's block out the haters and figure out what it is you love to do and find out how to make money off of it.
Don't let people control what you do.
That's a good one.
Eat sweets.
Specifically milkshakes.
Safety is an illusion. There's no point living life with fear. Travel as far as your flesh will take you and not a step more.
Can we get that tattooed on me?
I would say wear what you want to wear and do what you want to do. Like if you want to wear bright purple eyeshadow like I am
You
right
do
now,
that.
then you wear that bright purple eyeshadow.
I like Hector's answer. I second that.
Just have confidence in yourself and be who you want to be.
In 3 words, just keep swimming. But actually, yeah, you do. Oh yeah, and you do you. It's my other motto, but it's okay. But anyway, I'm DJ Blanket. This was Mia with the Mascara Mafia, and this was special 2020 edition on Tuesdays. Thanks for tuning in.
Info with Marcia Teal, Tuesdays at 5 p.m. Talk 1470 AM and 95.3 FM WNN.
Those serving in our military, they're the difference makers. Separated from family, sacrificing for their country. Well, for those of us who support our armed forces through the USO, we get to make a difference too. Through the USO, we get to be the force behind the forces, connecting them to every comfort of family, home, and country possible. It's a good feeling to make a difference. Visit uso.org/force to learn how you can be the force behind the forces.
The Money Talk Radio Network is WSBR Boca Raton, W280DU Boca Raton, and W245BC Lauderdale Lakes.
If your investments with your stockbroker aren't making what you like, or if you've tried buying and selling stocks on your own and haven't done well, learn how to fix all that at Online Trading Academy. Online Trading Academy is an investment training center where pro traders show you how to invest online. Learn how pros make money in up, down, and sideways markets, and how they're protected from big losses. Instructors are certified, currently trade, and profitable. Over 500,000 students have experienced the education at Online Trading Academy. Take a free half-day workshop to see what it's like. Online Trading Academy. At this workshop, you'll see the big mistakes many investors make when buying or selling stocks. This will change how you think about investing. See what it's like. Call Online Trading Academy now. Call 954-668-2510. 954-668-2510. That's 954-668-2510.
Staying healthy is difficult. What nutritional supplements should you take? What foods are best for you? What health practitioner should you see? You've got health questions, I've got health answers. From heartburn to hemorrhoids, pain to pimples, carpal tunnel to the common cold, gluten to gallbladder, and gingivitis, and all points in between. I'm Dr. Bob Martin. Tune into my Sunday talk show at 10 o'clock on Talk 1470 WNN.
Now you can get Talk 1470 WNN on 95.3 FM too. Loud and clear, Health and Wealth Radio, WNN.
Hey, how you doing? My name is Nick. I'm a Hey Mr. DJ Courtesy Limo. I service all of South Florida. We offer services. We offer DJ and limo service. When you book the DJ service through us, you get the courtesy limo for the entire day. My office number is 561-507-4376. Mention Yelp or Google, you get 15% additional savings. You can look me up on Yelp or Google under Hey Mr. DJ.
If a tree falls in the woods and no one is around to hear it, does it make a sound? Have you ever felt that your voice goes unheard? And you think that you can make a difference if only someone would just listen? It's time for women in business to have a place to step into your power, a platform to embrace your hopes, dreams, and your visions, a voice to heal and restore. Your voice can make a difference. We have the platform to share your story and let your voice be heard. Be kind to yourself. Give yourself the chance to be heard and shine bright. Contact New Dawn Media by texting CAFE to 80800. That's CAFE to 80800.
Cruise Planners, an American Express travel representative, has a tremendous reputation for quality, service, and very competitive pricing for all of your travel needs. As a Cruise Planners travel advisor, Paul Vadiano will help you discover exciting adventures around the world, from cruises to land tours and completely packaged vacations. Paul specializes in all types of travel and will create an unforgettable vacation, wedding, or event just for you. Find Paul at www.cruiseoptics.com, on Facebook, or by phone at 561-232-2626. We make your travel dreams come true.
lunchtime, and the Brooklyn Cafe is open for business. Live from Studio A in the heart of Delray Gallery, Dawn and Freddie S. and their team are ready to serve up a huge portion of fun for lunch with friends and neighbors. So let's break open that lunch pail and unwrap that sandwich you brought and take a front row seat to the Brooklyn Cafe and get ready to enjoy some humor and hot topics. It's time to get a healthy serving of hope and happiness to help your day go by with a smile. Your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S., are ready to talk about food, health, dating, or just plain dream making. If you have a story to share, a movie review, restaurant critique, or just a coincidental thing that happened to you, call in toll free at 888-565-1470 right now. Sit back and enjoy your lunch break at the Brooklyn Cafe. Here are your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S.
And welcome to the Brooklyn Cafe. And you guys got to see 2020 Vision.
Hit rewind.
Hit rewind.
Hit rewind.
And what happened?
And you get to rewatch it.
You
2020.
get to- nothing happens.
You get to rewatch 2020 Vision.
That was an amazing aspect of Mafia, Mascara Mafia meets 2020 Vision.
Mascara Mafia meets 2020 Vision.
If I had more time to produce that, I would have put like a cartoon character, put it in a ring, get ready to rumble.
We wanted to give a little trial to it because on Tuesdays, our crew gets to do their show at 12 o'clock called 2020 Vision. And what it is what it's like to be in your 20s going into 2020. And it's their take on things from movies to, we really haven't discussed politics, to self-love, to gratitude. And today we had a featured guest. We had Mia with us, Mia Bella, and she started a new group called Mascara Mafia. And the concept behind Mascara Mafia is, it really goes from your mascara wand, right? So if you think about it, Freddie doesn't know what a mascara wand is, but if you think about the varieties of mascara wands, some are thick, some are short, some are thin, some are black, some are green, all different kinds of mascara wands, but it's about self-expression and how you may want your lashes to look, what color makeup you want, but it's deeper than that. It's about truly living in your self-expression, and she's only 15. And she is a tremendous influencer. She's got thousands and thousands. I think she's got 15,000 followers on Instagram. So check it out. More to come with the Mascara Mafia. I think she's going to be joining our crew on Tuesdays.
Yes, I always wanted to see the animator in a Mascara Mafia setting.
It's just the concept of self-expression and
Yes.
self-love. And Teddy, you did a fantastic job moderating from behind the board. DJ Blanket did a great job. We have a new producer with us, Alex. She's been here for about 30 seconds from Switzerland, and we threw her in.
We
So-
flew her in from Switzerland.
What I love so much about our crew, and if you see them around town, you'll notice the diversity, but it's who we are at the cafe, and everyone is accepted on who they are, their uniqueness, their qualities, and everyone brings something absolutely spectacular to our show. From our Gazette, we have a new Gazette coming out called
Fuego.
So Brooklyn Cafe Gazette.
Fuego at the Gazette or something. I don't
So
know.
Jonathan says to me, and tell me about this promo. I said, you know how Freddie rolls? He says, yeah. I said, he pulls things from the sky. So whatever you create is going to be
Well,
good,
I'm
and
gonna
that's
tell
how
you,
we're going to roll.
that isn't all true. I've had the word fuego with me for about 4 years. I just never had the platform. And now I got all these great minds, and we're gonna burn it up, baby.
And why Fuego?
Because Latinos like it hot. We are hot-blooded. We like to bring it up, and we're in the middle of a freaking heat storm in Florida. It is hot out there, and why not? And the nice thing is I'm gonna get a book of matches made with our logo and Fuego on it.
Let's get the lighters.
No, a lighter's a match. A lighter's too simple.
But that's coming out soon because the Brooklyn Cafe Gazette does come out monthly, and we're now going Latino style. Latino?
That's
Latina?
right. So there's gonna be two different versions.
Is it
of what we're
Latino or Latina?
doing. Okay, Latino.
Which one?
Latino.
With an O.
Yeah.
Anything you put an O at, we're good.
Yeah, it's like
I'm
a
gonna
vowel.
be
Buy
writing
a
that
vowel.
out.
E-I-O-U. Now listen, where are we? We have to talk about this.
I'm really excited
This
because
beautiful
today
bird.
we are live at the Flamingo House. And the Flamingos, I have to thank Amber, because Amber Tollefson, we've known you since we first started, which is about when the Flamingo House first started.
You guys are part of the founding flock.
We're part of the founding flock.
I feel like a flock.
Birds of a feather.
I love to say flock you. Flock
That you can do. Hashtag flock you.
There you go.
There you go. All right,
Now the
Teddy,
funny thing
hashtag
is,
it.
we're here, and the question of the week since last week, as we knew we were coming, why do the flamingos stand on one leg?
Gosh, I never looked it up after we spoke.
Okay, who's our
Do you
fact
know?
checker?
Do you know?
Yes, I
In the
do.
crowd?
We're going to fact check
Do you
it.
know why they do it? Flamingos have very long legs, and they get stiff. So when
They
they
have
stand on
arthritis?
one, and then they switch to the other.
Maybe
What?
you should try that.
I do it all the time.
It's core balance.
I
He
know.
made
That's
that
such a
up.
fun fact.
As
We're
I
gonna
said,
use
Freddie
that.
made
It's
that
a
up.
fun fact.
Teddy's looking it up, and we'll see what happens
Teddy,
with that.
don't blow my spot, Teddy. Relax. Take it easy.
But we are live at the Flamingo House. Amber, what you've done here is incredible. And so we're in your back production studio. We're not even the front. So tell us about Flamingo House. Now that we're here, we get to see it.
Yes.
In your concept.
Yeah, the Flamingo House is a co-working space, so it has shared workspace, dedicated desks, private offices, members like Rachel who are awesome. And basically we have a back meeting space and studio that we're in right now in our art space. But basically it's called the Flamingo House because flamingos do better together than they do alone. So it's the nature of we're all having our startups, right? Our startup businesses. It's collaborating. It's using the graphic designer that's right there to be resourceful and help build your own business. So yeah, so that's the Flamingo House, and we're excited to have you guys here today.
And you also do production. So you come to this with a bit of a different experience.
Right. So we do. I do video and branding and marketing on the side. So that's basically helped boom my business as well, just by meeting new people and new clients and such like that.
We found interesting because it's not what I normally think of as startups. We met financial men here, and they're from Wall Street, and they've got their new startups, and they're working here. So it's not just for women. It's not what you think those side hustles we talk about. It's not everyone who says, oh, I can work home from my pajamas and do so much better. That's not what this space is. This is truly a high-level working space.
It's all inclusive, and Dylan we'll talk to later. You'll
Not our Dylan, another Dylan.
Yeah. He's from New York, and you guys will have a lot in common. But yeah, it's all inclusive, and everyone's welcome.
Tell us some of the packages and how your memberships work.
Yeah, we have a day rate of $25 a day if you want to just drop in. Winging it, we call it. Virtual office in case you just want a mailing address, maybe working from home on your couch, having that as a business address probably isn't the best. So that's $100 a month. And then our membership levels start at $250 for the shared workspace, $450 for the dedicated desk, and $650 for the private offices and up. So
Per month.
Per month.
We saw people, actually I wasn't sure, because when we first came, when we were doing, this was years ago, you weren't here when we covered
No,
the
that was the
women,
trifecta.
International Women's Expo,
that was so fun.
International Women's Day, and your front room was open. Now, I went in there when we first got here, and there was someone, I guess
Yeah,
that was,
Rachel's
was it
in
you?
there. Yes.
Okay, and she says, I don't know, I'm just here working. We're looking for.
My paralegal was in there, yes.
So that's your space?
Yes.
There's so many great people here. Let's introduce Rachel.
Yes. I am one of the original Flamingo House members.
So Rachel Johnson is one of the original flocks.
Yes, I came here about 3 years ago. I remember it was under construction, but I was in some corporate space that was just so depressing to go to work every day. Everybody was in their office, and it just wasn't fun. I live really close, and I wanted to come somewhere that, I felt like I had coworkers. I'm an attorney, and we have law offices all over the country, but we have one of our offices in South Florida. And so although this isn't traditional for a law office, me, my paralegal, our assistants, we work out of the South Florida office. So I wanted a place that was fun, that had events, and that I felt good coming into every day. And the Flamingo House, first of all, it's beautiful. So I wanted something that was pretty every day. And it just gave me such a good environment, and they keep it so great. Like, everybody knows what goes into having your own office. You need to make sure the toilet paper is stocked, the refrigerator, stuff like that I personally don't want to deal with and don't want to have on my plate. And Amber and her team make sure everything is done so seamlessly that it's just something you don't have to think about when you're running a business.
It's true. You would never think, though, having a law office here. We've met with other attorneys. We've had them on our show, and there are these little virtual offices, right? And they're very corporate, and the big parking lots, and I would never think as an attorney, right, that you would be here, because this feels like home. It could be your living room. You can sit out front. You can go on the swing.
Yeah. No, it's so nice and such a breath of fresh air.
What type of law do you practice?
So I represent startup companies.
Wow.
So we have technology companies. Yeah, technology
You can have a
startups,
networking party every morning.
Yes.
I mean, if you think about it.
Yeah, we have companies that we represent all over the country. We have offices down here, New York City, Austin, Texas, and then in the DC, Virginia area.
And what's the name of the law firm?
The law
You've got
firm,
a couple companies.
Yes, the law firm is called J&O, and then I also am the founder of a new startup that I am starting myself called Ami Health. And Ami is a play on the French word for friend, which is Ami, but we spell it AH.MI. And Ami was started because I so badly, being a busy corporate lawyer, really wanted to get healthy, and I didn't know how to do that. And I would look at all these programs, and I'm like, would I start this? I don't want to count points. I don't want to do these shakes. I'm like, I just want to get healthy. And there was nothing that I felt like I could do. And, you know, my whole day is spent buried in emails and at the desk. And even Amber would be like, who ordered Chick-fil-A? And I'd be like, oh, shit, like, it's me. But that was true. Like, I was so busy and eating really poorly. And, like, I don't know, I felt like I needed a Chick-fil-A sandwich to get through the day. And I know there are so many women out there like me and men that just really want to get healthy, but it seems so hard. So about 6 months ago, I started a simple text group with a couple of my friends, all, you know, some single, some married, some working, some not working. And I said, guys, this is it. Like, for 3 months, we're going to commit to get really healthy. We're going to do really simple recipes. We're going to have simple challenges throughout the 3 months. And after about 2 weeks, I had 7 groups going of different groups of friends. Wow. And people asking me, like, they wanted to do this. And I was like, okay, there's really something with doing this with your friends and getting healthy with your friends. So I started a company. I got a registered dietitian on board, one of Amber's good friends. She connected me with. She lives in San Diego, because I'm like the last person to tell you what's healthy. And a girl like me, I want to know the science behind it. Why does eating all this gluten make me feel so tired when it comes 4? What's going to make me feel good if I have a big board meeting at 8 p.m. in San Francisco that I'm flying into? What should I do and eat all day?
How do people access the information, or is it done by the group?
So it's all via group text message right now. You can sign up. We just are in our soft launch, and we thankfully have filled up our entire soft launch, more than we thought of groups of friends that are
in
joining.
the soft launch?
So we have 15 groups of friends that have applied to join.
Wow.
Each between 4 and 5 friends that have joined.
We should start a group.
Yes.
Yeah, like we have so much
be in my
time.
You
accountability
can still
healthy
drink
group?
wine. That's part of it.
Yeah.
You can
Amber,
still
I'm
drink
in.
wine.
Yes,
you're
you
gonna,
can
you're
still
gonna create
drink
the
wine.
drink wine group.
I'm going to be in our Brooklyn Cafe accountability group. We should start one.
Accountability.
It's like being our accountability buddy.
Oh, here we
That's
go with
kind
this
of
again.
what it is,
Yeah,
right?
and the beauty is there's always a member of me that's on your group too, and we give you weekly challenges, and we have motivation coaches that also are in here. And it is something that you can do while you're having, you know, a shitstorm week at work, and you feel like you can't do anything. But like, one thing you can control is eating healthy and maybe doing 20 to 30 minutes a week. One of our like main things our members commit to is working out 3 days a week. Because I felt, for me, I honestly felt like that was attainable. If you tell me 5 days a week, it's not attainable. But 3 days is really, I thought, attainable.
And you can still drink wine, right?
And totally, you can still drink wine, tequila.
Well, you know, one of the things that I plan, but that you've put together, is that the model now of businesses is about what Google has done, Apple has done. It's about creating a community where you feel comfortable, and therefore you can do the best you can because you want to go to work. You know,
Right.
psychologically, when you don't want to go to work because you don't like it, or you're in a room, in a wall with no mirrors and no windows, you don't want to be there.
Yeah.
And when you first started this thing, I wondered if this was the way to go, and I see it now. If you look at corporate America, they're sort of going towards what you've established now for, what, 4 years?
Look at all that you can tell by looking at all the empty retail space that's around
Yeah,
here.
absolutely.
More and more and more. And we
I
have a
act-
friend that just moved out of a big space.
I actually just read a stat that 33% of all office retail space is taken over by co-working and tech. So I thought that was astounding. And over 50% of the workforce will be freelancing or part of a startup of some sort by the year 2020, which is 6 months away, 5 months away. So basically, it's not just a trend. We are going there, and we're going to be staying there. And I love waking up and coming to work around these amazing people. Like I love waking up and coming to work. And that's
the
something that
diversity of your group is incredible. Like I said, who would ever think of having a law practice here in the warehouse district in East Boca Raton and having Chick-fil-A delivered? I mean, seriously. But or something healthy, but having friends, and you turn to one table and you meet someone else. I met someone else here. He says, I'm your neighbor. How sad is that I don't even know the neighbors in my neighborhood? I feel like Mr. Rogers. He says, yes, you live here, and then there's a house here, and then I live here. And I'd never even met him.
Oh, Matt, yeah.
But, I mean, think how incredible that is, that people actually, they sit and they talk instead of sitting in a little cubicle Or you don't?
Yeah, I mean, we definitely come to work and we grind. I mean, I barely, sometimes Rachel can.
Some days I don't get up
I
from
don't
my
have
chair.
a minute. Yeah, I don't
But-
even can get her for a minute, you know, so sometimes we're grinding. But then there's times where in the having coffee or lunch, hey, sharing best practices, and it helps just boom our own businesses, yeah.
It really has to help with gratitude, and we're going to talk to Vismaya in a few minutes. I know you need to go. We're going to switch the set. Tell us how people
Yes.
can find out about Ami and J&O.
Yeah, so it's www.amihealth.com, AHMI Health, and you can join. Our 3-month program is $75. You join with your friends. It's $75 per person, and you can find us there. And then J&O is jofirm.com.
What's your Instagram?
At ami.health.
Okay.
And for J&O,
Yes.
do you work with businesses that are looking to brand, that are looking to trademark, or they've already done that and you take them to another level?
Yeah, we're with later stage brands. So brands that are looking, and companies, tech companies that likely have already received outside funding and are really looking for an outside general counsel to handle all their legal needs.
So you're pretty much in counsel from here, from not in-house. That's
Right.
pretty cool.
Yes, yeah, we're
Now,
outside
do
general
you
counsel.
make an appointment to see you? Or do you sort of walk in here, get a cup of coffee, and say, hey, you, I want to talk to you, and then I want to talk to you, and then I want to talk to you?
Yeah, some people want to meet in person. I mean, the beauty of today's day and age is even signing up a lawyer, which is a really big decision. A lot of people just do it via phone or via Zoom video conference. You know, we have a lot of clients out in California and the Bay Area. And they hear from their founder friends, like, listen, I know this law firm, they're better than the big firms out there, they're the best at what they do, and, you know, they come off a recommendation and a phone call, and that's all we need.
It's really unbelievable, isn't it? It's totally changed.
It's just a whole different way of doing business, which is really cool. You know, we created the remote so that we can go out and we can meet the public, because we believe in doing skin to skin. And you have a networking gig going on every day. We came in here, there was a gentleman talking about finances with somebody else, with your neighbor, and they were talking about how to collaborate and do the things and yada, yada, yada. And that's really what it's all about. That's the growth of what we're doing. The reason the market does really well is because this is exactly where, and you thought about this years ago, it should have been then, and it's going now.
Well, what's nice is it really ties into what we talked about self-expression and doing your business as you want to do your business, and not, if you're not in the corporate world, of being what you want to be when you grow up, right? Doing what you want to do, and if you want to do 2 businesses, you can do that too. And you don't
3 or
have
4 or
you don't have the
15.
massive overhead, and that's what's so spectacular.
So Freddie, having 2,475 businesses is a good thing now,
75
right?
now. Let's go to a quick commercial break. We are live at the Flamingo House in East Boca Raton. Stay tuned, and we will be right back.
At Carmen Care Advanced Laser Therapy, our professional team specializes in finding the best alternative laser therapy treatments for your painful conditions. Do you suffer with chronic pain, post-traumatic injury, or simply looking for the benefits of cell rejuvenation to the skin? Schedule a consultation today to understand how photobiomodulation can help reduce your symptoms, reduce or even eliminate pain. Give us a call today, 561-405-9577. We focus on treating you who has a disease, not a disease that defines who you are. Contact Carmen Care Laser Therapy today, 561-405-9577 or CarmenCareLaser.com.
Sexy, seductive, and beautiful. Looking for a professional and talented photographer? Danielle Boujon specializes in capturing flirtatious and tasteful images for yourself or your partner. Located in South Florida, Danielle really knows how to bring out your inner beauty on a shoot. Visit her website at www.daniellebuljan.com or call her at 561-305-2241 to capture your most desirable moments.
Farrow Law Firm, standing up to corporate bullies, using innovative, aggressive, and effective strategies to resolve disputes effectively and timely. Contact us at 954-252-9818, online at farrowlawfirm.com, and on Facebook at Farrow Law Firm. We look forward to being of service to you.
Thank you for watching the Brooklyn Cafe, where every day is a new adventure. If you'd like to join Dawn and Freddie S. at the cafe, give them a call at 888-565-1470 toll-free. Come on in for a cup of coffee or call to share a thought for the day and get all the information you need to help your business grow. Don't forget, sharing is caring, and to like this video. Let's reopen the cafe doors now. Back to Dawn and Freddie S.
And we're back.
And we are back at the Brooklyn Cafe TV live at, where are we?
We're at the Flamingo House.
Birds of a Feather.
Yes, I want to say hi to Joe on the board today, if Joe's the one there.
Might be Blake.
No, it's Joe.
Hey,
It's gotta
Joe,
be
how
Joe.
you doing?
It's got to be Joe. If it was Blake, they would have let me know.
Birds of a feather flock together. I love flock tales. We're still waiting for an answer on why flamingos stand on one leg.
No, look it up.
And you listen to him why?
Really? I can't believe you listened to me.
We are live at the Flamingo House with one of the founders, Amber Tollefson, this is just a fantastic co-working space. Rachel was fantastic. We have Vismaya with us also, Vismaya Rubin. I know people seem to think you're Latin, but you're really not.
I am a nice Jewish girl, and my name was given to me in India.
How did that happen?
So when I was 28, actually 8/8 of 98, I was in India. And just before I was leaving, I was in an ashram for 6 weeks. They said, do you want to take sannyas? And I'm like, I'm not giving up, my Jewish roots. I love being Jewish, but if you're going to give me another name, all right, I'll take the name. So they created the name. They looked at my essence. They looked at a picture, and it came out with Jivan Vismaya, which means life surprise. So fast forward, I come back to the States. I started work, and then I was doing a massage class because I'm also a massage therapist. And the teacher said, what do you want to be called? And at first I said my given name, and I said, wait a minute, new chapter, we're going with Vismaya.
It's beautiful, and
So
it
is
just
that-
works.
So wait a minute. So what's your real name?
Michelle.
Michelle.
Michelle Rubin.
That's great.
To
I'm still a
Vismaya.
nice Jewish girl.
She's still a nice Jewish girl by trade, but man, she can speak some Spanish, can't she?
I know. I only speak to her in Spanish.
I know.
You ever notice?
I
She comes
do.
in, I say in Spanish.
That's why sometimes I look at you with a blank stare.
I know.
That's how I pretty much
She
look at
says,
him a
I
lot.
can't believe he's talking to me in Spanish again.
You can pretty much say, I can't believe you said that.
Well, she did. Why?
What happens when a forehead, you can land a plane on it?
Why do you keep saying things like that?
Because
That's very
sometimes
insulting.
you
There's a
come
lot
up
of
with
women
these-
here.
You come up with these things that
I
are
never
just
said that. Did
unbelievable.
anybody hear me say that? Go
She
away.
raises her hand. Yeah, more on that show from yesterday.
That was yesterday's
and
show.
Manuel
I
is
was-
back, which doesn't bode well because I think Manuel left with Dylan.
Yes, but I was corrected about not doing
Wrong
that.
backpack, Manuel.
No.
What
What's the
happened?
matter? What's the matter? What are you looking for?
You're not going? You're going to stay here?
Why? But don't
Why?
send him alone. Send somebody with him. Why are you
And
sending
there
him
you
alone?
have it. Tell us about what you do, Vismaya, as far as #grateful.
So I am the founder of Living in Gratitude Today. We are an online gratitude movement, and the idea is, people don't wake up and say, I want to feel grateful. We want to feel what gratitude brings. We want to feel joy and happiness and great relationships and connected to the people around us. We want to have more money. And how do we do that? By practicing gratitude, by appreciating the things that we have in our life. So I've created an online program for people to actually, they come in virtually. I send them a message every Sunday, and it gives them like kind of a pep in their step for Monday. And then I follow it up with an email for them on Wednesday, which gives them some more action steps to take on what we started on Sunday. And then we have an online group where people can go in and put their wins, their gratitude wins. So
How did this come to be? Because, certainly now.
She went to
this is-
India.
But this is
No.
huge. We haven't even touched on what happened over the weekend because our shows have been geared differently. Teddy, drive carefully. But we talk about mental health and we talk about what's happening and these huge mass shootings that are happening. And we can't even wrap our head around why or how that someone can take another person's life. And then it's even bigger. We've got these kids, our millennials, our 2020s that are our next generation, right?
That was really beautiful.
Whatever
to be
we
here
have,
for.
I'm trying not to cry. Whatever we have done as our generation and things are not where they should be, it's up to them. And how do we get them to this level of more than self-expression about gratitude and love and hope? I feel like we need to go back to Woodstock.
That would be nice.
But really, how do we do this and continue on with business as usual?
So this isn't how it started, but my last few years of teaching, I was a high school teacher in Miami for 20 years. And the last few years I was teaching, I had to teach a writing class based on scientific writing. So I've always done character development stuff, but this last couple of years, since I had to do it based on scientific writing, I would have them read articles on gratitude, on yoga, on health, but really, excuse me, have my kids focus on what worked in their life. So each month they had to write a list of 20 things that they were grateful for. And in the beginning, the first day of school, I said, all right, guys, this is what we're going to do. And they looked at me like I was out of my mind. They thought I was crazy. And they said, we're going to lie. We're going to make stuff up. And I said, that's perfect. Lie as much as you want, as long as at the end of the month I have 20 things. And really, people ask me why I don't go into schools all the time now and talk about it. And the truth is because it was consistency. They saw me every other day. They saw my board that said, remember your gratitude chart. I would come in and share with them if something, if I was dealing with a challenge and I was able to find a moment of gratitude in it, I would share that with them. We hear, don't tell your personal life to your kids, but I think for a teaching experience, it's appropriate. So what happened was they would write their gratitude list and then
It could be anything, right? Something as I'm grateful for my dog or that I have food or anything.
In the beginning, yes, but then what I wanted them to do was really make it specific and unique to the day. So I had a kid who had me for 2 years, so he would joke and say, my brother bought me Taco Bell. And I finally said, listen, no more of that. So he goes, my brother bought me Kentucky Fried Chicken. But he got it. He understood what I was asking. But it was really focused on what's unique to the day. And to see from the time they came in as freshmen in August to what happened to them in June was miraculous.
Well, it's interesting though, as teachers, right? Your kids travel with you for 3, 4, depending on what grade you're working with, and keeping it fresh. You didn't change this curriculum. These kids that came with you as freshmen, by the time they were seniors, they were still what I'm grateful for. Did they come in, roll their eyes, or by then did they realize, you know what, I got to take this up a level?
Most of them only had me as freshmen. I had a couple that would have me for 2 years, but they would see me in the hallway. They'd see me wearing my grateful shirt. It got to the point where people say to me, don't you have any other clothes? I do. I have a closet full, but it was a message for them. It was a reminder for them, hey, what are you grateful for today? So some of them it stuck, but it's the consistency, and that's what I always tell parents, be consistent. Whatever you do with your kids, be consistent.
What are you grateful for?
It's good, and it makes me sad. Because all of a sudden, the word grateful becomes the exception. All of a sudden, seeing the shirt, like I wore your shirt to Weight Watchers on Saturday, and I must have taken 25 pictures with strangers. And all of a sudden, that message now is like, oh, that's a great shirt. And it makes me sad. You know why? Because that should be the norm. We should have hate being the exception, not the other way around. And a lot of people want to know how to buy the shirts. I've been meaning to ask you, but you were a little nervous yesterday because she did a show on her own yesterday, and she kept peeing to the bathroom, and I couldn't get her in time to ask her.
I love your filter.
I'm just saying the truth.
Nice.
Listen, I mean, you know me. I'm going to tell you how it is.
But I want to say what my moment of gratitude was yesterday, because when I was with you all last week and you asked the question whether I would come or not, and I said yes, and I had never done the show, and then you freaked me out because you said you can't be silent for more than 5 seconds, and then I had to say to myself, but I'm usually not silent for more than 5 seconds. But jumping in and saying yes, even though I had no clue what I was getting into, for me that was a moment of gratitude. So thank you both.
And you did a great job.
Last night's lineup, though.
And she started the show. She started it with 5 seconds of silence. Did you notice? She went. Okay, now.
Last night's lineup, though, at
Pretty good.
WNN was really spectacular. We started with a company, In My Own Skin, where, talk about startup, they grow your own skin from a tiny sample the size of an eraser. And within 5 to 7 days, you have 4 3x3 patches for wound care, which is spectacular. That went into mini mitzvahs, right? So if you see our posts on Facebook and everything, mini mitzvahs is a group of children, elementary school children that give back to the community.
Kids in
capes. About peace, love, and kindness. 2 sisters started at ages 9 and 7. They are now. And they go back, and on Sunday they were at SOS Children's Village. There were 40 kids that packed backpacks. And people from the community gave music and photos. And next month they're going to be at one of the synagogues, and they're going to be making food for the Jewish New Year and giving it out to the elderly. It is something that was just something that we've been talking about at Kids Network for years. And these kids, they brought it. So you can find their show on our page.
Yep.
And it's called Mini Mitzvahs because it started because they were founded by a Jewish family, but it is open to all children, all genders, all races. Everyone is welcome. And then
And
just
then we
followed,
had
then you had
Gratitude.
Gratitude, and then we had Dr. Perry. So what a great lineup. And it's about giving back to our community that we're able to do that. So thank you to WNN for these platforms.
We actually did our own Flamingo set. We had like a networking party in the green room, and everybody was talking about what everybody else done. And if they weren't too nervous, they actually said some words.
They flock together.
They flock
We do
together.
flock together.
Listen, Troy gave us the answer why flamingos
Of course
are
he
more
did.
like
All right, Troy, what was the answer?
conserve body heat.
Really?
Yes, they raise to conserve the heat in their body.
answer.
So Troy, I'll send you another bag of coffee. You love that
That's
coffee.
great.
Thank you for sharing.
Troy is just spectacular. And Amber, you have Dylan with us, one
Yes.
of your other flocks.
Founding flock.
A
He's
founding
been-
flock.
He walked in, the second he walked into the Flamingo House, he's like, I'll take a desk. He just like loved the vibe right when he walked in. And he's been with us for many years. And since before we were even built out, we were just like one single room. And Dylan walked in and yeah, he's from New York. He does great stuff and he brings just a great Flamingo House vibe to our membership.
Gratitude,
You bring-
actually.
yeah.
I found out that the secret to happiness for me was to stay in grateful for the things, the little things in my life. I used to always think about the things I didn't have. Then I realized I started focusing on the things I have in my life. got
And
a
it
lot
changes
better.
your life.
Yeah.
And you were in an environment up in New York, you were on Wall Street?
Yeah.
So it's a little bit fast paced up there.
Yeah, yeah. It took me a long time to stop walking so fast down the hall.
But
Boom,
think,
boom, boom.
But think about the difference of where you were, Manhattan, Wall Street, and now you have a desk at the Flamingo House, and it's not even as if you keep everything set up, right? Everyone takes their stuff home for the day, and they reset up in the next day.
Most of the shared workspace.
In the shared
but
space.
His is a dedicated desk, so he can leave his
Right.
computer behind.
Yeah, I've actually started to do that. It's a new thing for me. I don't trust, New York, being from New York. I'm like, can I leave this here? Right, it's gonna be, but it's slowly, after 3 and change years, I've started to trust that.
What a huge, though, transition from where you were to where you are.
Yeah.
Tell us what you do now.
I sell products online. I sell investment research, but I've been an online marketer for almost 20 years. Sold, lots of
That's
products.
not an
online.
easy thing.
No.
To do that successfully. I mean, anybody could do, but to do it successfully, you sort of have to know the ins and outs of the market, right?
You do, and when you're selling products online, you have to really, for me, my business is, this is going to sound boring to you guys, startup culture. I've started a few companies in my life, two of which I sold before I was 40, which is why I'm here at the Flamingo House. It promotes like talking and meeting other entrepreneurs that are really, when you get to be my age, 47, you have a lot of advice to give too, and these young guys teach you how to do things in technology. It's kind of cool. But yeah, what I have to know is I have to know who my customer is. That's the name of the game. The more I'm inside my customer's head, the better I am at marketing to them.
Agreed. Did you find business has changed from 20 years ago to today? I mean, I used to sell at 20 years of age. I was at John Hancock, and the
Yeah.
game has changed.
Yeah, for you did something similar, right? Imagine moving everything to a co-oping space.
Well, what you are doing now, I had to create my own back in the day because
It's
I
changed
didn't
a lot.
have it. They didn't do that.
How we talk to these people, how I touch them every day has changed. Email,